9 signs of male insecurities that actually turn women off. Want to know the biggest turnoffs that women don't want to see when they're dating a guy? Want to know the biggest red flags that make you look totally insecure to a woman? Well, in this video, I'm going to share that exactly with you. Hi guys, my name is Apollonia Ponti. I'm a dating, relationship, and attraction coach for you men, not only to master your attraction skills, but get the dating life overall that you want in a healthy relationship and attract a high quality woman. And if you don't know and you've never watched my videos before, I'm gonna ask you to click that subscribe button right now before we move on. And for all of my subscribers, I welcome you and I thank you for being here with me. So let's get into it. The 9 signs of male insecurities that not only turn off women, but make them find you super unattractive. Let's get right to it. Number 1 is wondering if she could ever go for a guy like you. This is one of the most common mistakes I see when I work with men who are trying to attract a certain woman. They underestimate how much a woman could read from their body language, and the fact that they're doubting themselves really does show. So that's why I want to start things off with the signs of male insecurities. If you've noticed that you have thoughts like, am I fit enough to attract her? Am I tall enough? Am I successful enough? Am I funny enough? Etc. Then you're running the risk of falling into this trap. The more you get into your head and feel these kinds of doubts, the less natural you are going to be around her. And she'll pick up on the fact that you're not 100% comfortable. While a little bit of nervousness is natural, it is up to you to also fight the bigger nerves. Women want someone who is at ease with who he is and who he knows what he knows he's worth. The thing is, the moment you start giving in to doubt and worry, you will start to run the risk of displaying certain types of behaviors like neediness, clinginess, or the need for constant reassurance, and that really grosses women out. And this brings me to sign number 2, because it is closely linked to the impression you're giving a woman. All right, number 2 is being unable to maintain eye contact. Making eye contact with someone you're romantically interested in can be a powerful nonverbal sign of attraction and interest. When you look someone in the eye, it communicates a level of engagement and intimacy that can be difficult to convey through words alone. That said, it's important to note that making eye contact alone may not be enough to convey your interest if you don't feel comfortable and you're confident in yourself. If you're too nervous or uncomfortable, your eye contact may come across as fleeting or awkward, which can send mixed signals or give her the impression that you're not interested or maybe just weird. But if you avoid her gaze, I don't want you to make the mistake of thinking that she's going to find your bashfulness cute. It's actually just going to make it hard for her to read you. Or worse, it's going to make her think that you're actually totally disinterested. Either way, not making eye contact with her makes you look bad and it's going to turn her off. And I talk about this in my How to Flirt program a lot, would bring me in point number 3. Weak body language. Okay, guys, this is huge. Pay close attention to your body language when you're talking to a woman you like. Are you sitting up straight with your shoulders back? Are you slouching with your arms crossed, looking at the floor? You need to show her that you're open to her, comfortable and engaging. Are you able to lean back? Are you able to cool? Are you able to make cool contact? Are you able to have great conversations with her, be more present? Look at what's happening through physical cues. I mean, just think about it. Would you feel more inclined to engage in conversation with someone who is just showing you that they're enjoying your presence, or with someone who is honestly looks like they'd rather be somewhere else? I say this because a lot of men tend to actually get nervous and they accidentally push women away without even realizing it. So keep an eye on how straight you're standing. Keep an eye on how much you're engaging. Keep an eye on your eye contact. Are you facing her? You're keeping your arms crossed? Are you being more dismissive? Or are you having more of a chill body language? Are you opening up to her, right? I often see guys do this thing where they turn their bodies so that their shoulders is facing the woman instead of their chest. It creates a strange kind of vibe. Believe me, when I tell you that women pick up on this, they do, okay? Number 4 is being overly self-deprecating. We have another big one. Sometimes when guys are feeling nervous around a woman, they'll turn to making self-deprecating comments about themselves. It can come in the form of little jokes here and there, like, oh, that was back when I was young and handsome, or maybe one day I'll stop being a slob and get back to the gym. It may seem funny to you in the moment, but women are pretty good at picking up on details that reveal things about a man's personality. My advice to you is to avoid these type of jokes or comments altogether and focus instead on the things that make you feel good about yourself. Don't brag, but don't hesitate to share things that you're actively working on to better your life or things that you're accomplished that you're actually really proud of. This is what attracts women and creates a positive atmosphere. Speaking of which, let's get into sign number 5, trying to impress her with money or gifts. Okay, yes. Women appreciate gestures like you're taking her to a really nice restaurant or offering her beautiful flowers or a thoughtful gift. That's not what I'm going to talk about here. Sometimes I see guys trying to impress women by essentially waving their bank accounts in their face, and trust me, this is super unattractive. Maybe attractive to gold diggers though. Sure, maybe you have a fancy watch, maybe you have a nice house, maybe you have a luxury car, but do not try to attract women because of this. Attract her by going on and on about how much money you make and how much you spend is a no-go. This is a man that's living behind his money. This is kind of basically like you're waving a shiny object in her face in hopes that it'll attract her, but it isn't the true you. Honestly, if you're doing this, the odds of you attracting someone who is interested in your money than in you are dangerously high. Sometimes I see guys trying to impress women by spending money they don't have as well, and it creates this weird dynamic where he keeps trying to impress her by spending his money, then is stressed out about money, and then the relationship suffers because he is not calm and confident. Number 6 is not being yourself because you're worried she'll judge you. All right. This one goes kind of hand in hand with sign number 1, but I want to talk about another very important aspect of it. Sometimes men will try to be someone they're not when they're trying to impress a woman, but as I said, women can pick up on this. The moment she realizes that you aren't being genuine, she's going to lose interest. Women value honesty and transparency, so this is a huge red flag for us. If you want to attract a woman and keep her, you need to stay away from red flags. Women don't have the time for this kind of stuff, especially when they're looking for something serious, especially what I'm talking about as a high quality woman. So I know that it might feel like a quick way to attract someone, but you'll find that if you aren't genuinely being yourself, you're going to experience a lot of conflict in the relationship, and eventually she'll pull away because she just doesn't feel a connection. Number 7 is being a pushover. I couldn't make a video like this for you guys without dedicating a section to mentioning how important it is to be confident and manly. Women like it when you can assert yourself in a respectful way and not just be a pushover and do whatever she wants you to do, even when you disagree. It's a delicate balance to find, okay? But it is very healthy to be able to express your wants and needs and work together to find a common ground. If she sees you as a spineless guy who is too weak to stand up for himself, she's going to think it's unsexy. This is where communication comes into play. And if you want to learn more about it, I think it's really important for you to click the link below and download my Alpha Magnet program. The Alpha Magnet program actually talks so much about this, and really it gives you all about the alpha mindsets and empowering that alpha man in you that actually women want. So go ahead and click that link and I'll put it up here on the cards. Moving on. Number 8 is putting her down or doing things to make her feel insecure. Here's an interesting one. This is actually something I've seen in coaching sessions that made me go, oh my God, stop what you are doing right now. I was coaching this guy who was telling me that he knew that woman liked it when a man was alpha and dominant and that they thought it was hot. So he started bossing this girl around, talking to her in a pejorative way, and without realizing it, he was doing things that were making her feel small. His behavior was showing her that he looked down on her. And he came to me because he didn't understand why she told him she needed space from him. I had to explain to him that in order for her to respect him, he needed to respect her, and she needed to feel that he is respecting her. That, my friends, is playing games. When you try to do something unethical outside of yourself. Because even if he didn't respect her, his behavior suggested otherwise. So my advice for you here is to remember that there is a big difference between being manly and being a bully, okay? Because this mistake can create irreplaceable damage. Number 9 is trying to control her. I talk so much about controlling her in the past few videos that I've done because I've seen it so much in just my day-to-day coaching with men. And I wanted to talk about why it's unattractive. It's when a guy tries to control a woman in her life. For example, I often see insecure men trying to control who a woman talks to, what a woman does, how she dresses, if she's able to have guy friends, I don't know. And this makes you look incredibly insecure and incredibly fast as well because you think that you have to control her situations, and also shows you don't trust her. Let a woman show you her true colors. Don't try to control it. The thing is it's up to you to trust your judgment with what kind of woman that you actually date. And if you're dating someone who you know is serious about you, you cannot try to dictate who she is allowed to have in her life. It only makes you look like a tyrant who happens to be super insecure, to be honest, which obviously makes you look bad. Remember, dating is about not controlling the future. Dating is about finding out if this is a person for you. And the only way that you can do that is by not controlling them. So trusting her is attractive, and being confident in yourself in the role as her man is attractive too. On the other hand, if you're dating someone that you feel might actually cheat on you, that's another story, and your choice is to be in this situation, and it needs to be addressed. So with that said, it's really important to navigate your relationships. And I think a lot of times when we have feelings, when we fall in love with someone, we want to control the relationship. We want to have this person in our life so much that we dissipate the red flags, or we try to control it, because if I control it, then everything is going to be great. But then you start to lose yourself. You start to put all of your energy into the relationship, where you lose sight of your career, your focus on your hobbies and friends, and your world starts crumbling and falling apart. And so it's really important that you steer away from these things, guys. So if you want to continue watching, I have this next video that I especially made for you. It's all about manipulation tactics that women actually do, and I would really encourage you to watch this next. It's on my Watch Next playlist here. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.